Welcome to week 3. This week we'll be looking at the importance of effective communication in the project resource management knowledge area. Developing, managing, and motivating a project team is often a challenging task for a project manager. They need to effectively match team members' skills to the project tasks. They need to be able to balance team members' workloads, as well as equip and motivate the team members to perform to the best of their abilities. All these activities will require effective communication between the project manager and each team member. It is vital that the project manager conveys to each team member what their project roles and responsibilities are. Each team member must also know what the project manager's expectations are. Project managers must help team members develop good working relationships and trust with the other team members. Bruce Tuckman has developed a model that suggests that every team goes through 5 stages of development: forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning. It is important that a project manager understands each of these stages and how a team moves through them to be effective as possible. This week's module includes a video depicting how the football team in the movie Remember the Titans moved through each of the 5 stages. I feel it's a good representation of developing a team through the forming, storming, and norming stages to be the best the team can be in the performing stage. This week, you will also read about a study conducted by Sandy Pendeland and a team from MIT. They studied over 2,500 project teams to determine why some teams perform higher than others. What they found is it's not based on the skill or education level of the team members. It is not how long team members have worked together, but instead, they found it rests on a team's communications pattern. The study identified 3 aspects of communication that greatly affect a team's performance: energy, which is the number of exchanges between team members; engagement, which is the distribution of the exchanges between the team members. A strong engagement would be represented by relatively equal and high energy between each team member. Exploration, which is communication outside the project. High-performing teams seek to develop more outside connections. I find the results of this study to be very interesting and enlightening to how significant the role of communication is in team development. I hope you spend some time to fully understand the ramifications of this discovery and that you can apply it to your current and future teams that you are involved in. This week's discussion thread is based on a quote by Stephen Covey. The biggest communication problem is we do not listen to understand, we listen to reply. This quote should cause some self-reflection. I know I can identify with listening to reply. In some conversations, I'm so intent on getting my point across that instead of listening to what the speaker is saying, I'm more focused on what my response is going to be and trying to sneak it in to the conversation. This takes us to active listening. This role will require you to do a little research on active listening and see if you can come up with some ways to be a more active listener. This is often a very engaging discussion topic that I hope you will commit some time and thought to. This week's assignment is your first group assignment of the course. I have assigned each of you to a group. I realize this is an online course, which makes group work more difficult. But this is a communication class, and this will allow you to gain and practice some virtual communication skills. I recommend that you establish contact with your group as soon as possible, and then determine your group's availability and primary communication method. Previous students have used the available Blackboard tools, email, texting, Google Documents, Skype, Google Hangout, and other tools to facilitate their discussion. Be ready to have some discussion and do some research to determine the best communication tools for your team. In this assignment, you will be looking at the personality types of each team member and then look at the team's results from the perspective of a project manager. If your group was a project team, how could a project manager best develop and manage that team based on the different personalities you found? There are 2 deliverables for this assignment. The first is a group document that gives a summary of each team member's personality type, discusses how a project manager could develop and manage this team, And then finally, a summary outlining your group's communication for the assignment. One caution I would like to offer. I know it's tempting to divide the assignment up, have each person do their own part, and then slap the document together. However, this does not result in a cohesive document. Instead, it's usually choppy and does not flow well. I am looking for a professional, cohesive document in this assignment. So work together and look at the flow of your document. The second deliverable is a group evaluation form that each of you should fill out individually. Please be honest in your group evaluation. I do use your feedback as I grade each of your team members. Again, you will have a quiz that will be used to show me that you have an understanding of this week's material. And that should be it for week 3. Please let me know if you have any questions.